Well. Damn. What can I actually say? Got the good old notebook here. I was right, but I wasn't right. I said 3-1, but it was 2-1. And we're going to dissect exactly what happened in that game and what my thoughts are. Again, I'm covering for Cass, so yeah, just like, comment, and subscribe because do it for me. He's not here, but the younger handsome brother's here, so just do it for me. We're going to go through the game and discuss the positives and also some of the negatives from that Brighton versus Arsenal game at the Emirates Stadium. Let's get into it. Gyökeres missing again. I mean, yeah, sure, he had a few chances early on. You know, he had that one that went past Lewis Dunk, fell to his feet. I don't know what he was trying to go for in terms of the half volley finesse. I don't know what that was. Just put your laces through it, man. Look, let's come to that time of the season where he needs to start putting the ball in the back of the net now. Like, if it's not against the big teams, then the teams like Brighton, again, who've got, what, 1 win in 5, really taking those chances because it's coming to that point, especially, and I said it again, it sounds like I'm repeating myself, end of the season, it's not what you want from your striker. I'm all for, you know, hold up play and, you know, using your strength and stuff, but at the end of the day, you're that person who's in charge of going and grabbing them goals. Do I feel as though we played a lot more towards Bukayo Saka's strengths? Yes. Did Gyökeres still have more chances to score? Yes. Did he take those chances? No. Could we all just put our hands together just to say well done to Declan Rice at right back? I don't know if many of you saw that during the game, but he actually transitioned to right back once he kind of opened his legs and got that stride going as he normally does in those progressive runs. He progressed from past where the halfway line is all the way into the box, cut it back, unfortunately got a deflection. But even that kind of powerhouse at right back, I mean, given that Timber was out, and we're going to get to that in a bit, but it was something so refreshing to see at right back. He sees his eye on that green grass with no space being occupied, and he'll go and occupy that space. Really, really 5-star performance from him again this week. And, you know, I'm pretty sure I speak for Cass when I say, man, that guy is world class. Next on the notebook, Gabby, Magalhaes. Actually made a start second half. I was very, very happy to see him come on. It's easy to see that that man causes defense problems and he causes attackers issues. I think mentally what he does to opposition is incredible. And it was really, really nice to kind of see Mikel Arteta put him on in the second half just to kind of get him some game time, you know, considering that he's been out for a bit. And being a good physical aerial presence is something that we've been lacking since he's been away. So I'm so thankful that he's back and that Mikel Arteta decided to give him a little bit of a run around in the second half. Next point, let's get into it. Speaking of aerial duels, Martin Zubimendi, excellent bit of business there. Can I just say, statistically, I don't know if many of you know this, but he's actually the player with the most aerial duels won in the Premier League. The Premier League. I'm talking about the best league in the world. His immense ball carrying abilities, his ability to read the game, again, has been on display against Brighton. I mean, yeah, sure, you might say it's against Brighton, but he does it week in, week out. Martin Zubimendi. And I think, you know, with the departure of Thomas Partey and then getting Zubimendi straight in, again, in the best league in the world, he has been phenomenal to say the least. I think, you know, even as far as when he got his debut goal and the way that he done it and getting 2 goals in a match and such. I think the way that he dictated the game, I think the way that he was winning those aerial duels, I think he's got the right kind of amount of physicality and aggression to him to the point where he's kind of causing issues in that midfield and breaking up play and not allowing fluidity with the opposition. So enough where he's not kind of getting himself booked and going in for reckless challenges to the point where he could be missing potential future games. So I want to say big hats off again to Martin Zubimendi. Excellent performance, as expected at this point. But for me to be saying that, honestly, when I was speaking to Cass at the start of the season, I said, I mean, yeah, we'll kind of see how it goes. Again, this is his first season, etc. But I never ever thought that he was going to be like this coming into the Premier League. And again, the best league in the world. Now, this is a point that I wrote down in the book. But it was about this win being super duper crucial. I think, again, with City on our tails, which I mentioned in the last video, with City on our tails, games like these, which can be bogey games for Arsenal, I mean, we saw what happened last season, we need to make sure that we're winning. And again, I'm not looking for absolute conviction. I mean, it'd be great, don't get me wrong. But again, it's the best league in the world. It's the best league in the world for a reason, because anything's possible. So I want to say that this win was crucial. I'm glad that we dug in deep. We managed to get the result. All in all, I'm really happy with the result. I'm very, very happy. And again, if it means getting own goals, then so be it. Am I happy about it? No, but I'll get onto it later. But nonetheless, I am very happy that we are maintaining that gap between ourselves and Manchester City, again, with them getting very lucky against Nottingham Forest. Now, I was thinking about Yuri and Timber. I did say in the previous video that I did feel as though he would be playing right back. I was incorrect when I checked the live score app and saw that Timber's name was not there. Speaking to Cass on the phone, and from what I gathered from what he said, Timbers received a knock or something. Cass mentioned something about how he spoke to the bench, about how he'd been feeling something in the previous games. I'm hoping that it's precautionary and it's not a long-term type of thing. It puts me at a bit of ease, but at the same time, considering that he is the most valuable right back in the Premier League, statistically in the transfer market, he's one of the top 5 right backs that have been dribbled past the least in league. When I look at those two things alone, beating him one-on-one, which is ultimately what a right back's job is, not to mention that his kind of forward pressing threat is immense as well. Again, giving Ben White a real run for his money. That just puts me at a bit of a worry, but then again, at a bit of an ease knowing that it's not too bad. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we do see Timber back just after the new year. Now, game management. I want to speak about it. I'm going to speak about 2 different points that link to the same thing. I'm going to speak about game management and I'm going to speak about the own goal. One thing that I don't like about Arsenal is the fact that they seem to kind of get a bit timid and they get a bit scared when a team scores 1 goal against them. And I do understand where that comes from. However, we kind of in some ways let ourselves loose in the attacking threat. So, I mean, there were some times during the game where we dictated the play in the middle or in the defence when we shouldn't even have the ball there, to be honest. The ball is bobbling and it's just no one really wants that ball up front, even if you're going to go carry it in the corner. And we did that several times, but again, it was very, very lackluster. I am overall, happy with the game management. I'm not going to say that I'm not. But do I feel as though we caused a lot of issues for ourselves? Yes. Do I also think that that's a reoccurring factor when it comes to Arsenal? Yes. Am I happy about that? No. Do I feel as though that's something that we need to improve on? Yes. Are we going to improve on it? Hopefully. Point done. Now, own goal. Yes, they're going to talk about own goals. Again, it's a thing that champions have to do in order to get results. Dig in deep and carry on the road to the next game. Am I upset by the own goal? No. Was it a pretty goal? No. But does it get us the results? Yes. Do I care about the results? Yes. That was going to matter at the end of the season? Absolutely. If it's an own goal, it's an own goal. Next on my list is conceding late again. I mean, as much as I do appreciate our defensive work, I think it's really harsh to say in some ways, but at the same time, I can't not mention this. I think when it comes to the second half of the game, our midfield seems to get bypassed too easily. I think, and we're putting a bag of pressure on our defense. And don't be wrong, I love the likes of Nkapie stepping in and such, but I think there is still a lot more to his game that he has to prove, and that comes with experience, right? But in the meantime, before that happens, we need to minimize those chances where that experience has to come into play. For example, we know that he's a fantastic slide tackler of the ball. He's even got it on FIFA, Slide Tackle Plus. Anyway, we want to minimize the chances of him being put in a position where he has to slide tackle that ball, last-ditch defending, because we're being lackluster in the middle or up front. I think that we could have dictated the play a lot more. Again, I'm happy with the game management, but I feel as though we could have dictated the play a lot more, especially in the midfield before it got to the defence. But again, 2-3 games in a row where you're finding ourselves conceding a goal after the 70th plus minute or 60th plus minute. It's just not on. Second half of the game, we should be dictating the play a lot more, slowing the tempo down. But again, on the rebound, of course, it was unfortunate. It does happen, but has it been happening too frequently for my liking? Absolutely. That's something that I do feel as though we do need to improve on, and hopefully it happens soon. Now, on the back of that, I want to just put the notepad aside for a second and just say that I feel as though we should be scoring a lot more goals. I think in the match, we did apply bags of pressure. Again, against Crystal Palace, I'm seeing similar patterns, bags of pressure, but no end product. Can I put that solely down to Victor Gyökeres? Absolutely not. Do I feel as though he should definitely be involved in the goals? Absolutely. But something that I did see during this game was a whole bunch of play going down the right side. In my kind of opinion, I mean, as much as I do love it, Bukayo Saka's taking up those really interesting spaces, he's causing attacking threats. It just seems too repetitive. He gets the ball, he does a little shimmy, goes on the inside, maybe a cross. He does a little shimmy, tucks on the inside, maybe a shot. All of his shots were very, very wide and high today. Repetitive to the point where even while I was watching the game, I kind of knew, okay, as soon as he gets that ball on the right, here's what's going to happen. Andrew gets it on the left, here's what's going to happen. It's very predictable football. And in the Premier League, you can't afford to let that happen with your team. But do I feel as though we need to score more goals? Absolutely. Was I happy with the output today? Not really. Do I feel as though we could do better? Definitely. Can we do better? Hopefully. I mean, we'll see as the season goes on. But yeah, just to kind of round up, I wanted to say well done to Martin Ødegaard. I think, he scored a fantastic goal just near the edge of the box there, getting into the bottom right corner, keeper's bottom left. I think it was a fantastic strike. I thought he took up some very, very interesting positions on the field, just as he's used to doing. And I think it kind of builds up his confidence again. I remember I was feeling a bit iffy. I was speaking to Cass about Martin Ødegaard, feeling a bit kind of iffy. But I think seeing him kind of come through for today's game, grab his goal, dictate some of that play, that kind of thing, take up some really good spaces. It was the kind of Ødegaard that I remembered seeing, quite a few seasons ago. So again, that's a plus side that I wanted to end on. It's not all bad, I promise. But 2-1 Arsenal at the Emirates against Brighton and Hove Albion. I'm very, very happy with the result. It's another 3 points on the road to obviously obtaining the Premier League title. So we'll see what happens for the next game. Of course, be sure to stay tuned for those videos that do come out, because myself and Cass are going to be on it. Ouch. We are going to be on it. Again, please do like and subscribe. Comment down below what were your thoughts on the match. What are your thoughts and predictions for the next match if you want to do that too. Every single comment, every single like, every single subscription makes a huge, huge difference to the channel, and it helps myself and Cass out a whole bunch more. And yeah, if you guys like to see my face around a bit more, which I hope, comment down below or like the video. Right, yeah, so guys, I'll catch you in the next one, and that's been awesome. Peace.